Hello caffeine fiends and welcome to another coffee review video with me, Vince the Mean Bean Machine, and today I'm coming at you from a new space, so I hope it all works out well. Touch wood, this will be the start of something good for this channel. So today we are looking at Conscious Dos Pueblos House Blend. So I don't know much about Conscious, to be honest. I discovered them through the coffee filtered app, which is an app where you can check in coffee shops mostly around Hertfordshire. There's a few in North and East London now, and some in Central London actually, with like the famous Caffeine. But you can check in to coffee shops, get points, and then you can redeem these points for free coffees, or coffee rewards such as bags of beans, reusable cups, filters, etc. So I cashed in a few of those points from buying my regular cup of coffee for a couple of bags of Dos Pueblos, which is the house blend here. So Dos Pueblos is about £11 a bag for 250 grams. It's a house blend from Conscious, so it brings together coffees from their direct partnership, trusted importers, to create sweet, smooth, beautifully balanced cup. So tasting notes are chocolate, caramel, stone fruit. Yeah, chocolate, caramel and stone fruit, which is an interesting one. I like the chocolate and caramel. They're fairly generic flavours, but I like the idea of that. That is my kind of taste palette. And then the stone fruit just adds a little something to it, which is very interesting. I think it'll be quite a sweet, fruity coffee because it mentions that. I think that will be the specific thing that rises to the fore, but I'm hoping for like that kind of base roundness, that kind of round coffee kind of texture that coats the tongue nicely. So that's what I'm hoping for. So yeah, it's about £11 a bag. I didn't pay, well I did over a period of time by buying other people's coffee, but I didn't pay for this. So as always, I've got my espresso shot here, my oat latte, and a glass of water to cleanse my palate in between. So that's what I think I'm going to get from the coffee. Let's see if that's accurate. Let's try the espresso first. Smells, oh, I'm getting quite almost a peachy nectarine smell off the top of it. No, I take that back. Kind of plummy, I guess. Something kind of rich and dark about it. But that's what I get from smelling it. So here goes. Oh, yeah. That stone fruit really comes through. It's not sweet and tart, but it's definitely, like I say, quite plummy. That sort of richer, sugary taste at the back of the tongue. I quite like that, but it's not too cloying at the throat. Slips down fairly smooth. So I think that's a good espresso, but I think, regular espresso drinkers might want something with a bit more punch. I don't often drink espressos on their own, but I could comfortably drink that. No, maybe not all day, but start of the day, it's a nice little, I guess if you're moving into espresso drinking, I think that would be a good kind of starter coffee. Yeah, that. It's not too sweet, but it definitely has an element of stone fruit plumminess to it. So I'm expecting it to be more chocolatey in an oat latte, but I think that stone fruit might rise through, which wouldn't necessarily match up with the creaminess of an oat latte, but we'll see. But as per usual, I expect the oat milk to kind of temper it down a bit, and then maybe those chocolatey notes will come forward a bit more. So cleanse the old palate and give this a go. It wasn't a bad pour, not my best, but not a bad one. Much more kind of rounded off, again, as my oat milk tends to do with, and lattes tend to do that. The chocolatiness really does come through. When they say caramelly, I do get that. It's not really a burst of sweetness though. It just sort of smooths the edges of the chocolate, if you see what I mean. kind of adds a layer of kind of creamy richness to it. And then ever so slightly that fruitiness kind of just hints at the top of that. But I would kind of happily take that to work and drink that black, or, you know, in a long black, or, you know, top it up with a little bit of oat milk. I quite like that. So, yeah, I think from a latte point of view, it's fairly standard, but the espresso is very nice. And if you like that stone fruit kind of flavour, that really is, you know, at the top of those notes, you know, coming forward in a black coffee, I think. So yeah, good little coffee. Enjoyed that very much. Thank you very much. Do hit those like and subscribe buttons. And check out our other channels on TikTok, or me at the Vince Wood at Instagram. So just a bit more about the coffee. This is it's part Brazilian and part Ethiopian. I think it's about 67%, probably around 70% Brazilian. I'm not a huge fan of Brazilian coffee. They tend to do less Arabicas, but that's quite nice and well-rounded. The Ethiopian, I would have expected something more bright, more floral, perhaps a little bit more acidic, but generally speaking, it's a nice, well-rounded coffee. Some flavour that I wouldn't necessarily expect from those regions. So it's a nice little kind of different element to those coffee growing regions that I would expect. But yeah, like I say, thank you very much for watching. Do hit those like and subscribe buttons, and we'll see you all soon. All right, bye for now. Bye.